All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay Will. So I'm going on, by the time you watch this, I'll have had this phone for probably a week or so. By the time you watch this, I mean, unboxings don't get posted right away, but I unboxed this phone maybe 4 or 5 days ago. So, by the time you watch this, it'll be, almost a week or so of having this phone. If you're keeping track of that, I'm really not, but I had to give you my kind of after the hype. I used to do after the hype after about 5 to 7 days of having a phone, and people used to say that's too soon, but they didn't understand the concept of the video. And after the hype for this phone is very simple. LG did one thing wrong. They didn't tell enough people about this phone. I gotta tell you, every time I turn on the TV, I see an Apple commercial for the new iPhone XS and the iPhone XS Max. Tired of seeing it. Or I see a Samsung Galaxy Note video or S9 video. I'm still seeing S9 commercials and stuff like that. It's very strange. But I don't see any videos or not videos, I mean commercials on this particular phone. This phone is hotness, man. I've actually used this phone to record about 3 videos on my channel so far of having it. And if you haven't seen those, I really suggest that you check them out. And they're recorded in I actually did a video with this phone completely. I just uploaded it directly to YouTube, and it's titled something like a YouTube Content Creator King or something like that. And the other one I did I did a video on the iPhone XR, who should buy it. So if you haven't seen those videos yet, please do yourself the favor and just go check them out, because the quality on them is just fantastic. This is in fact to me a content creator's device. Now, with all that being said, I want to talk about a few things on the phone that I find very impressive. And it's kind of one of those things that if it's not done correctly, it's not good. And I've already spoken of the one thing that they did not do correctly, which was marketing. They're not telling enough people about this phone right here. They're just not doing it. And it saddens me, because honestly, I feel like if I had to keep a phone for the next 2 years, it would be this one. I could keep this phone for 2 years. Like if I was just in a contract and stuck with a phone, like if I didn't have the option to change and it was this phone, I would be totally happy with it. I would be I'm ready. Like this is the one. There's nothing about this phone that I dislike at this point. I mean, I got the matte color. I got the matte blue. It's got fast facial recognition. This phone does have a facial recognition set up on it. Let me see if I can do it from behind the camera. Let me see. You don't have to you actually don't have to light the screen up. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Like if it's off, let me see if I can just turn it up and look at it. It's kind of hard to do it from behind the camera. No, it's not gonna work from behind the camera, but yeah, as soon as I take it from behind the camera, yeah, from shooting, I got this big rig set up, but the point is, the facial recognition on this is different from other facial recognitions that I've used, because I don't have to light the screen up. Like if the screen is completely black, I just hold it up to my face and it'll unlock. It's got a fast fingerprint reader, in my opinion. It works. And unlocking the phone is very simple. You even have that knock code and everything. You can, knock on the phone and, get it unlocked and do a little code or whatever. That's nice. Very nice. A very slept on feature. The knock code is pretty high. It's a feature that people probably don't use. It's actually really secure. The chances of somebody putting in your knock code is slim enough, especially if you got a really difficult knock code. But you just got to make sure you remember it. So don't put a real hard knock code on your phone. But I wanted to highlight a few things on this phone. Now I've got separate videos on the camera, everything. But in that other video where I said that this was a content creator's dream phone, I find that hard to beat, man. And I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but Juan and Eric, they actually have, really Eric, he uses this phone for his channel. He doesn't know that I'm talking about him in this video. I didn't tell him or anything, but maybe if he watches it, he'll see. But his video quality is off the charts, and I thought he was using a DSLR, and he was like, "No, that's the G7." I was like, "Whoa, you got to be kidding, man!" and it's tight like that, man. So the only other phone that I've used for videos is the Galaxy Note 9, the Galaxy Note 8 in recent days. The Galaxy Note 9 really, and I'm going to use and I've used the iPhone 10 a few times, but I'm going to start using the iPhone 10R for video creations for just a sample. I'm going to continue to use my DSLR. This is not happening, but I'm going to continue to use it for consistency. But this phone right here, I used it in a low light situation when I shot the 10R, and I just had one studio light going, and it actually looks just as crisp as this DSLR. I didn't use any microphones or anything like that. And that is why I say this is a content creator's dream phone. So if you go into settings here and you go over to mode and you go to manual, this is where you need to live when you're shooting video. Down here, I can control the gain, the mic gains, and the sound quality and everything. And then if I go over here to settings, I can change the resolution, which you see I keep it at 4K. One thing I will say is shooting at 2560 by 1080, I did some videos like that. I didn't really like how it came out. It was kind of a little bit of graininess to it after I shot like a 14-minute video. And it just didn't, maybe I didn't adjust the settings or something. I don't know. Maybe I had beauty on. But you can do 4K at 60 FPS. It's just in the manual settings. And that's something that, and I keep the bitrate at medium too, just to keep it so it's not too big of a file too. But I keep hi-fi audio off because I've learned that when you turn this on, there you go, a lot of things, places it won't work. You can't pick up the audio. So I felt like I'll just leave that off because I could control the mic gain myself right here. You know what I'm saying? And that really, really helps. This phone has some of the strongest mics ever. Another thing is the wide angle. So here's a phone right here, and I'm just gonna change it to wide angle so you can see the difference in what it's picking up. It's really close right there. You hit that wide angle and it goes way out, that close to the phone. That is a sweet deal, man. The cameras on here are unmatched by a lot of phones, and that's just how I feel about it. That, to me, that's been the highlight of my experience with this phone. And there's been other areas. Performance. Performance on here, you know, when I do this right here, I'm not trying to say that this makes the phone the great performance, scrolling through the menu. Obviously that doesn't, but there's really no way to show you day-to-day performance on a phone because you're not with me. You know what I'm saying? So you're not walking over me for 24 hours and you don't hear me saying, gosh, this phone is just fantastic. No crashes, nothing. The one, I haven't experienced any crashing, and I haven't experienced any heating up while I'm doing recording. On the U12 Plus, I continuously got crashes from the camera the phone getting too hot from recording, and it would cut off on me. I was doing a live stream with the Galaxy Note 9, and it cut off in the middle of my stream. I was on a stream with somebody else, and I'm glad I wasn't leading that stream because the stream would have been over. So it cut out. It heated up and told me, you know, hey, I'm shutting down. I'm getting too hot. And I was thinking, wow, man, this is how it's going to be? This is how you're going to do me? You're going to shut off? And it kind of upset me, but it is what it is. This phone right here, I shot four videos in 4K at 60 FPS back to back with no problems. The phone obviously, no, listen, I'm saying no problem. The phone gets warm to the touch, but not super hot. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't shut off. It lets me get all the footage I want. And then also I did like a 15-minute video in 1080p at 60 FPS. Oh yeah, the phone got a little warm, but it still didn't heat up. I didn't get any messages, nothing. They have greatly improved the front-facing camera on here, and I'm just finding it very nice what they've done. You know, the front-facing camera on here, it shows that it can shoot in 1080p at 60 FPS. I've only done 1080p, but the fact that they've improved their front camera is impressive to me. I'm really happy that they improved their front camera. Battery life on this thing, for me, I'm pulling down between 5.5 to 6.5 hours of screen on time on every charge. And this only has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery in it compared to other phones that are with a quad HD display. Because you can change this display. You can change it, right? You can go into displays right here, and then you go to resolution right here, and you can change it. You can change it, but I always keep it on high. You know, I just feel like if I bought a quad HD display, I'm gonna use it for the quad HD display. You can change another area that I don't touch on very often, but I downloaded some different fonts and stuff like that. And you can change the fonts and everything on here. Like I can change it to that. And you can change, it's got themes and everything, man. I had it on Chopstick before, and everybody was like, what the heck? You know, what the heck is that? It's real skinny. That's what it is, you know. So, but it's a very nice phone for what it is, man. There's a lot of settings in here. One thing also is the speakers on here. It's only one speaker. I keep saying speakers, but it's only one speaker. And if you sit it on certain things like a box or something like that, anything that's kind of it's going to turn it into a big giant speaker. And this isn't new technology, but to me it's new technology, and I've never seen it in a phone. I actually had speakers that I reviewed on the channel where you stick it to a table and the whole table becomes the speaker. That's kind of what they're doing here. Even though this is a single bottom firing speaker, it's off the charts. It's off the charts. It's crazy. And my favorite headphones right now, pretty pricey, but they're my Sony headphones. I could use them on this phone because this phone has a headphone jack. I don't know if you know, but really expensive, high quality headphones, they're not Bluetooth in my experience. Most of them are all 3.5. And I never reviewed my Sony headphones, but here they are. If you don't know what these are, you probably don't, you're not like an audiophile type of person. They don't have, they only run on 3.5. And you got the quality cable, you got the L shape, you know what I'm saying? So, these headphones are just ridiculous in quality. And match with the quad DAC that's in here, off the charts, folks. I kid you not. I still, for the life of me, don't understand why LG is not marketing this phone. I could go on and on about the phone, but I will tell you that this phone itself is such a high quality phone. I mean, it's got an IP rating, all that tech stuff aside, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's got an IP rating. You know, it's a 6.1 inch Quad HD display, 3,000 milliamp hour battery. This has a 4 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 845. You know, it's got a 16 megapixel with a wide angle lens on the back. It's an IPS LCD display. You know what I'm saying? It's got Android Oreo. It says that it's going to get Android Oreo 9. And it's got something on here. Let me show you. I forgot to show y'all this. Let me clear out these notifications. Look at what it's got right here. So you go here and you hit this and boom, it gets super bright, man. It's called boosted, and they boost the brightness if you want to, and you just want to go back, boom. This is the brightest screen I have ever seen on a phone, man. That's crazy right there. Then you get back to your normal screen. You outside, outdoor visibility is something you guys always ask me about, and I never really comment on it. You know, this screen is ridiculous outside. There's no way that you will not be able to see this screen outside. I know this is a bit of a long video, but I appreciate you guys for watching all of it. But, you know, I'm just happy with this phone, man. It makes me more excited because, you know, I have to buy my phones out. I get review units sometimes on like these phones like this sometimes. But overall, man, the $450 that was spent on this phone, $449 plus taxes, you know, almost, it was like $480 something, I think, or $460 something. I don't remember what it was, $475. Let's just call it $480. It's totally worth it. If you can get this phone on a discount. Now, this is the Project 5 version. And it's, you know, it's unlocked. It is the matte blue. They do have that black version, but I don't see anything unique about the black version. So I was like, nah, I don't want a black shiny phone anyway. I don't really have to use a case on here, but I do use a case every now and then. I've been using my Guardian series. This is from my Essential, but I've been using my Poetic Guardian series on both of my phones. You know what I'm saying? So it works really good with it. I got the tempered glass on here, and it's just a hot look, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a phone that it's just an easy daily driver. You know what I mean? It's an easy daily driver, and there's not much. I could sit and talk about it all day, but those that own the G7, you already know. Like, remember, I'm late to the game. This came out like 3 months ago. It came out like in May or something like that. But I'm not trying to keep up with everybody else. I'm getting it when I can get a good deal on it, and I'm getting it when I want to buy it. So, you know, I'm just ready for people to understand that my take on this phone is it's a definite win. It's one of the best phones I have in my catalog. And as far as the cameras go, I think these are the best cameras in my catalog of cell phones. Now, I don't have the 10R yet. I mean, I even like it a little bit better than the iPhone 10. You know, the iPhone 10 can do 10K, oh Lord, 4K at 4K at 60 FPS too. And it's a smooth transitions on the iPhone. I'll give it that. The iPhone is a smooth phone when it comes to doing 4K at 60 FPS. It's smooth. An advantage that the iPhone 10s, oh Lord, the iPhone 10, they're the same phone. The advantage that it has at 4K 60 FPS, it has unlimited. That's just something that iPhones have, period. So I don't like, there you go, there's a dislike. I don't like that I only get 6 minutes on the 4K at 60 FPS. That's about it. That's about all I can think of at this point. Yeah, that's about all I can think of at this point. I could turn it to 4K at 30 frames per second and do unlimited recording, but yeah, I would rather do, if I have a phone that's 4K 60 FPS and it's as good as this, and this is the only phone that in manual mode kills every other phone, like seriously. I mean, you don't have to agree with that, but it slaughters every other phone that I have at 4K at 60 FPS, or just in manual mode, period. It slaughters them. You know what I'm saying? It's killing them. It's nothing that's touching it. So a quick discussion video on the no, it's not a quick discussion video, man. This is like 18-20 minutes. But if you hung in there, the full video, I appreciate the support. LG G7 owners, I know you're going to watch this entire video because you already know what's up. It's your man, Jay Will. I'll see you guys in the next video. The G7 is a certified boss.